this main event. This all couldn't happen without her. The Olympic medalist, the UFC Hall of Famer, the former UFC and Strikeforce champion, the icon, Ronda Rousey. Saturday night, this is your main event. Don't adjust your her opponent, the other half of this main event. This all couldn't happen without her. The Olympic medalist, the UFC Hall of Famer, the former UFC and Strikeforce champion, the icon, Ronda.
Good morning, America. Start your day with Christ. Start your day right. Don't end up circling a box like a payday. Let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this video. There's nothing else to talk about in boxing, so we're going to talk about the girlies. Let's talk about this payday. A money grab. This ain't nothing but a money grab on MVP Promotions. This is not on UFC. This will be on Netflix. It is hosted by MVP Promotions, Jake Paul's promotional company. You know, while Jake Paul is healing, the doctor said he should never ever fight again, that his jaw is broken in 12 places. Hashtag no lie. You know, you got to keep the money rolling in. So, you know, why not put on, you know, one of these girly cars with two big names. I mean, well, Ronda Rousey's a big name. And Gina Carano also, because she was on Star Wars. You know, everybody knows who these girls are. You know, they haven't fought in like a decade. Hashtag no lie. We'll get into that in a minute. But, you know, it's a money grab. You got two big names. Put them in there, you know what I mean? And, you know, grab up about $50, $80 million real quick. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get down to the meat and potatoes. Let's break this down. I really don't want to make this video, but there's nothing else to talk about in boxing. I don't really want to talk about Gervonta going to jail and Devin Haney ducking and Ryan Garcia and, you know, I mean, you know, this, what else is there to talk about? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this. So I saw this down, I wasn't even looking for this, but I saw it on my, you know what I mean, on my Twitters. And let's talk about it. Let's break it down. You got the A side, Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano, the star of the Star Wars Mandalorian. You know what I mean? And before that, she was a UFC, Strikeforce, MMA fighter. I don't remember if she was in UFC or Strikeforce or Bellator, but she was in one of those, right? Gina Carano, the B-side. Let's start with the B-side. Then we'll get to Ronda Rousey, super washed. I hate it. I never liked Ronda Rousey. I never liked McGregor. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But let's talk about Gina Carano, right? Gina Carano, 44 years old, with the flattest ass you ever seen. Star of the Mandalorian, 145 pounds. With a record of 7-1. It was a short career, and then she went into Star Wars and said, you know, I could get a way bigger payday, you know, just acting. Why am I going to get punched in the face, right? Gina Carano, 44 years old, 144 pounds, 7-1 record. The last time she fought was in 2009. That is 17 years ago. Keep that in mind. And she's 44 years old. Let's talk about Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey, 145 pounds, 12-2 record. Her last two fights were ass whoopings against Amanda Nunes and the white girl. I can't remember the white girl when she kicked her in her face. Somebody please comment below. You know what I mean? The preacher's daughter. What's her name? The white girl. You know what I mean? Her first loss when she rocked her, kicked her in the fucking dome piece. I love that fight. I can't believe it was so long ago. That's why I can't remember her name. But her moniker is the preacher's daughter. You know, the white girl. Damn, now I want to know. Hold up. Let me look this up real quick. I want to know now. That's just going to be bothering me, man. Holly Holm. There you go. Holly Holm. The preacher's daughter cracked her. Blow! And then the next one was another ass whooping against Amanda Nunes, right? But, so Ronda Rousey is 39 years old. These are all 40-year-old bitches, right? They need a payday. I need a payday. Ronda Rousey is 39 years old with a record of 12-2, Her last fight was in 2016. That's 10 years ago. So Ronda Rousey, her last fight was 10 years ago. And Gina Carano, her last fight was 17 years ago. But you know, money don't last forever. You know what I'm saying? Money does not last forever, let me tell you. So, I need a payday. Now, you know, I'm not the biggest expert in MMA. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an expert in MMA. But, I mean, they're both super duper washed. These are like baby mamas that need a payday. You know what I'm saying? And, but, you know, I mean, I would easily pick Ronda Rousey, right? Even though she hasn't fought in 10 years, the other bitch hasn't fought in 17 years. You know what I mean? Ronda Rousey's 39. She's old, but not as old as 44. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, all around, Ronda Rousey had a, you know, the better resume, the better career, the stronger career. Gina Carano had 8 fights, you know what I mean, and went into acting. So, anything can happen in the octagon, but I'm going to be picking Ronda Rousey. I think that Ronda Rousey is going to stop this girl in like, I would say like 2 rounds. Yeah, I would say. I mean, she's 44 years old. She's an actress. She hasn't fought in 17 years. No matter how much training and, you know what I mean, how many, you know, sparring sessions you have, it's not a real fight. You know what I'm saying? Not a real fight in 17 years. You know, I'm picking Ronda Rousey. I'm picking Ronda Rousey by stoppage submission in 2 rounds. And that's all I got to say about that. Hit the like button, leave a comment, and share. You know, I don't even know what's coming up in boxing. Like, boxing is just so dead. Boxing is just dead without Deontay Wilder. I keep saying that, you know what I mean? But it's true. You know what I mean? These Gervontas, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney's, Ryan Garcia's. These niggas can't carry boxing, my niggas. Just can't carry boxing. It is what it is. They just can't carry boxing. And the UFC, I don't even watch the UFC. I only watch NateDiaz fights and like John Jones fights back in the day. I don't watch UFC. I didn't watch UFC back then, as sure as hell don't watch UFC now. You know what I'm saying? UFC has no stars. Can you name the biggest star in UFC right now? No. After John Jones, you know, he's not really retired, but he don't fight. He only fights like every 3 years. And McGregor retired. I mean, who is left in the UFC? You know what I mean? Like, there's NateDiaz don't fights like once every 4 years. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. And the same thing has happened to boxing. You know what I mean? You know how boxing fans used to always complain about the marination and pushing back fights? Well, the towel heads, they came into boxing, you know what I mean? And I'm kind of thankful because they gave us a lot of big fights. But they put on the biggest fights back to back to back to back to back. And now, like, you know, there's not that many big fights to make. They're talking about Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. After Anthony Joshua gets a payday, gets to stay busy July 25th. And then they're talking about they're going to make the Fury versus Joshua. You know what I'm saying? That's a pretty big fight, but who knows if that's going to happen. And there's like nothing in boxing. There's like Canelo's, you know, got maybe one more payday to grab. Terrence Crawford retired. Errol Spence is back. That's like the only exciting thing in boxing. It's that Errol Spence is back versus Tim Tszyu. Go check out that video from yesterday. But besides that, like, I mean, who's going to carry boxing? Sebastian Fundora? Who's going to carry boxing? I mean, I don't know. It's just that the new generation that was supposed to come after the Canelos, the Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence's, Deontay Wilder's, Tyson Fury's, Anthony Joshua's, which are towards the end of their careers. The new generation, which was supposed to be the Teofimos, Gervontas, Ryan Garcia's, Devin Haney's, Rolly Romero's. The new generation just cannot carry boxing. They're just not the same. These guys got a couple paydays, big paydays early. And now, like, you know, they're just, I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. You know what I mean? At least we still got Deontay Wilder in the game, and we never know how, he might have one more fight, maybe 2 more fights, maybe 3, but you never know. You know what I mean? He looked pretty good against Derek Chisora. He looked all right. You know what I'm saying? And Tyson Fury is back. Tyson Fury just looked really good against Mandabal. So you never know, but I mean, they might fight for another 2-3 more years. You know what I mean? As long as the money's there. I don't know. But we got this fight coming up. Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. You know what I mean? It's gonna last like, you know, it's gonna be good as long as it lasts. It's gonna last, I would say, 2 rounds. You know what I mean? Ronda Rousey is just, you know, it's a, you can't even say Ronda Rousey's a real fighter because she hasn't fought in 10 years. You know what I mean? But if she has anything left, if any of these girls have any, damn, they're so flat, right? Well, Gina Carano got some big old titties, but she got a flat ass butt. But Ronda Rousey is super flat. She looks like a plyboard. But if any one of these girls has anything left, it's Ronda Rousey. That's how I see this. You know what I mean? And Gina Carano knows it, but you know what I mean? Even though she got some massive paydays from, you know, from Star Wars, the money don't last forever. She had the Mandalorian was like almost like 8 years ago already. You know what I mean? You cannot live on, you know, money from 8 years ago. That's just, she need a payday. That's what this is. I need a payday. She needs a payday. You know what I'm saying? And it's on Netflix. It's going down this weekend in Los Angeles. Hit the like button, leave a comment, and share.